Hi everyone, this video contains Docker installation, basic operations like running one Docker container, building, exporting the same. All the details are mentioned in the description. First, we are updating the Docker repository file under etc.m.repo folder. Once it is updated, all the details are mentioned in the description. These are the repository file for the yum. Add that one, save it. Then we are ready to run the yum install file. Run the yum install docker -inch. So it will take some time. Provide yes. So once this is installed, enable in the service so that it will be automated. You start the service. Now you are going to pull the latest CentOS, which is CentOS 7. Run docker pull CentOS, so it will contact the yum docker repository, and it will download it. It takes some time. Pausing the video. Okay, once it's done, we have to start the container by docker run -it container name. So once it's started, we can see root at the rate of container ID, which is nothing but the host name. We are running the uname -a, which is equal to the host file, which is also one CentOS file. So I'm checking in the host. You can see one ix folder here. And second thing is I'm running the IP address command, so we'll get the IP address. And then the docker container, there is no ix folder in the home directory, as well as that the IP address command won't work. I'm coming back to the host again. What I'm going to do is I'm copying some files from my host to the container. This file is OIT, which is Oracle Outside Technology. This is used for conversion of Word document to TIFF. So I'm copying docker cpa folder name, then container ID in the home directory, and we are checking the home directory. So it's not okay. It's not copied because the tilt side won't work in the cp command. So we have to use the absolute path /root. So I run the command. I'm checking the currently, and we can see the file now. Okay. Now we are going to inside the container, and we are trying to converting. For converting, we are exporting the font path. Then we are running the conversion tool. We ran it. The TIFF file is created. And now we are copying from the container to the server. So mention docker cp container ID and the file name. Now I am copying from the container to my local laptop using a cp. It's copied. Now I am opening the file using one document reader and see the conversion. It's happened fine. So this is one of example. In the other example, we are going to install one HTTP server running yum install HTTP in the docker container. You can see, so it will contact the yum, and its installation is pretty much same. Yeah, once it's installed, we are creating the CGI file for testing purpose. So this is a CGI file I'm going to use. So now that it's installed, I'm getting the CGI folder using this command. Yeah. So we got the CGI folder. I'm going to /var www bin /date.cg. So I'm opening that file and copy pasting the basic HTML tag. So I'm copy pasting that one and editing the title to docker from docker. Then mentioning the date command, host name, and putting it in /var for the proper format. It's done. I'm providing the 755 permission. I'm running the same file for checking whether it is working or not. It's not working fine because of some format issue. So I'm removing this /br part. Okay, now I'm running. It's working fine now. Now I'm accessing from the host. Okay, first you have to get the IP address of the container, and it should be up also first. So I'm starting the Apache server. For that we have to use /spin/httpd. So it's up. We got IP address here. Other method is using the docker inspect command. Docker insert space then the container ID. So docker insert, it start with 8b something. So I'm copy pasting that from here. Yeah, copy pasted it. So it show the IP. You got the IP 172.17.02. So http://172.02/cgi bin /date.cg. Yeah, which is working fine. We got CGI file. Opening it. Using more command. So you can see the time and host name, which is equal to the container ID. Okay, next thing is I'm trying to access from my laptop. Okay, for that I need to do the HTTP forwarding. You can put that command, and you can have to mention the container ID and the VM details. Now I'm running as a local host because I did a port forwarding. Date.chg. So once it's done, then you can give server pings and time, and from the host name, which is container ID. Okay, next thing is I'm going to build this thing. So I'm checking currently only one image is there. Now I'm going to commit this thing. Docker commit container ID and what is the name you need to commit. So I need to commit as a sendo is called tag with httpd. It will take time. Yeah, it's done. Now I'm checking the images. I can see no image is created with the 600 MB. Currently one image is running. Now I'm going to start that container. Stopped. No, still doing the action. Yeah, it stopped. Now I'll check the Docker images again. Check the PS. No, there is no PS. Now I'm going to start running that same image, which is opening one port. So you can see the port redirection is happening now. From my laptop, now I can easily access to my VM host, which is running on 142. Yeah, and I stopped the port redirection now. /cga/date.cfg. Yes, no. So now it's Docker itself is redirecting. We don't have to run the SSH redirection. Okay, this is one demo. Second thing is we are going to build the Docker image. So here mentioning that init process has to run in the foreground, and mention the build command docker build -d and new container ID, and it sees it's built now. I'm running it. So once I run it, I can see there is no command prompt and it is redirecting it. Okay, then second option is we have to get a command line prompt. Okay, for that we have to use /bin/bin as the entry point, and port ID should be exposed, and we are copying one file from server to Docker container to the /root directory, and while running it, running one command and redirecting that output to /root the new.txt file. So once this file is saved and we are building the file, so you can see all the process like adding the file, running the command, updating the node.cst and checking, putting the entry point. Once it's done, then we are going to run it the file. Now it's inside the container and we can check the new file and you can see all the files are copied from build and date is also copied. Okay, next option is we are building with the server is running. For that we have to update the bash rc file. So we are running echo this file and bash rc and entry point which will be the bash cs file. Running it again, building it again. Once it is built, we are running the same docker file. Currently it's run, and while logging the system, that Apache process also started running. Okay, now once this is we are going to save one docker image which is exporting this one. Docker save repository name and the tar file. So this is going to create one tar file. Okay, it will take time. Yeah, it's saved now. You can see the tar file here. So we can check the file system. It will be around 640 MB. Okay, now I will copy this tar to my laptop, then to my new VM image. So I'm going to use my scp command running on this 142 machine, which is nothing but a VM image. Yeah, it's copied. I'm copying. Yeah, now it's copied. I'm posting it, and I started a new VM which is running on 141 IP, which won't have any this current docker image. This is 141. But to access it, we did on 142. So currently it is copying. Its copying is done. Now I'm checking in the home folder. You can see http.tar on a new machine. The next thing is I'm going to import this one. For that we have to use docker load command. Yeah, you have to use the redirection, like similar like save command in opposite direction. So this is loading it, and this is also time consuming process. So once it's done, you can see all the application layer, all the layers are copied one by one. Yeah, once it's done, and you can, when you run the docker images, you can see that HTTP is created. Yeah, now I'm going to access in this new docker image. Yeah, but it won't work because I'm accessing 142. It should be 141. Yeah, until 141. It's a new machine and it's copied, and it will get a new docker ID also. That's it. Thanks everyone for listening to me.